to the COVID question. I asked the question regarding the COVID-19 in-person precautions. Were we not cautious enough all the way to overboard? Like we went way too far. And believe it or not, 40% of the respondents said we were perfect, right in the middle, a 3 out of 5. But 25% said we were overboard. Let me tell you what overboard means. Overboard means I checked temperatures when you walked in the door every morning, every person, and I asked you to wear a mask the entire time, and I handed everybody who walked in the door a bottle of hand sanitizer, and I made sure that people didn't like gather like soccer teams or a scrum. And I said, sit 6 feet apart. And I put the chairs 6 feet apart, and I taped off sideline chairs. But 25% of people who attended live felt that was too much. And nothing against them. They can feel that. That's okay. But what I want them to know is like, we did go over the state regulation. The state regulation says, 6 feet apart and masks. I decided, and Steve Harrison decided, that we were going to check temperatures. So it just, here and there. But I just thought it was kind of funny, in this day and age, with all this going on, we're taking precautions. And it was interesting. It was interesting. What went the best was really everything coming together. The presenters really brought a game, and I was so really looking forward to watching the people. Whenever there's a presenter on, sometimes you'll see people in the audience like this on their phones, right? They're doing something like they're all like this. My impression of people while Steve Harrison was telling the scandalous tale, it was like this.
Edge of their seats.
Edge of the seats, mouth agape. I think some drool was coming out.
That was an insane presentation.
It was crazy because it talks about the
crazy
political stuff that was going on in those days. I mean, it's just insane. And then when they asked Steve, does that happen today? He goes, really? Of course. So
all the time?
Yeah. So he had a wonderful presentation there. And I think that was my favorite part, was watching that. But all the presenters overall, Carlos Hernandez, Ascended Masters, his wife was there. I think her name is Sandra. I'm really sorry if that's not your name. But
some woman named Sandra was with him. I don't know who it was.
Yeah, right. He'll get beat up now. But she was helping Corey get Steve Harrison bought a whole lunch for everybody. He bought lunch for like 70 people. He sent me the money. I handled it. We got it catered, and everybody got a sandwich. Most of them got seconds.
Wow.
Chips, drink, soda.
Inquiring minds want to know.
Inquiring minds want to know.
Masonicon Chicago 2021?
No.
Ah.
No 2021. Okay, so maybe, but if we do it, it's definitely going to be 100% digital. And if we do that, probably in September again. But I have no plans as of yet to solidify 2021. The next in-person one, Steve Harrison pulled me aside on Friday night, and he said, RJ, I think you really need to do this again. And I said, no. And he said, when COVID-19's all over, you should do this again. And I said, okay, because I can't tell Steve no.
No, you can't.
And I know I know he's probably listening. And
no one can.
He was kind of the final. Yeah, that's right. He was kind of the final nail in the coffin. Actually, my wife came to me and she said, "I know you keep saying this, but I think it's wrong." And I said, What do you mean? My wife literally said she thinks it was in my closing remarks, actually. There wasn't going to be another convention. And she said, you take that out. And I said, why? And she said, because it's fundamentally wrong of you to say. And I said, okay. And so then I heard from Steve. And so we will have another Masonicon, I think, most definitely 2021, maybe likely a virtual event, 2022, probably in person. Yeah, so I think there will be another one. I just can't guarantee when, but it'll happen.
All right. Well, that's a good time and a good point to shift into the last segment of the night, which is shameless plugs and final thoughts. We're going to save you for last, Robert, to give your final blessing on the Masonicon experience. So, so take that. Jason, over to you. Shameless plugs, final thoughts.
Final thoughts. Masonicon Chicago was fantastic. It was a great event. The presentations were fantastic. And it was really good mix of presentations and speakers. You had everything from Joe Martinez with something just incredibly academic and esoteric to Steve Harrison, who showed a very personal side of Masonry, to like Alex Powers, who really tackled the solemnity of Masonry and why we do what we do. And it's just such a great mix of absolutely everything from the standpoint of a Masonic education.
Mike Hambricht.
One of the things I wanted to quickly say about the Masonicon and all this, and that too, is Steve Harrison. When you do this next one, I actually have to be there because I have to see him again. I haven't seen him in so long. It's not even funny.
So Robert, I'm going to hand it over to you for your final thoughts. Chicago Masonicon 2020.
Yeah, it was a really great event. I think everybody brought their A game plus some. I can't thank enough our people who came out, our presenters who came out in in the wake. Yes, it's a global pandemic. Yes, there are precautions. All of that, and we took those precautions, and we did even more, and we did everything we could to bring this kind of event to the constituency of the Grand Lodge of Illinois and anybody willing to show up. And we had over 30 different grand jurisdictions represented. We had 2 provinces from Canada represented. And in thinking about all that, it's just astounding. So thank you to everybody who watched online, and to people who came in person, and you were so cool with any of the tech hiccups that we had. We ran it off Lodge's Wi-Fi signal with no boosters, so not smart, but we did it. Yeah, just tremendous thanks to everybody who made it feel like a real success. You guys are awesome.
Great job, Robert. You guys did an excellent job of pulling that off. And I know that it is truly a labor of love. It's truly something that many hands make great work. And so kudos again for running that and for accommodating virtual presenters like Jason and myself, and virtual attendees. Like the almost 100 people that logged in remotely. So, you knocked it out of the park. So, great job. And see you at the next con. That's really it. So, thank you all very much for watching. And keep searching for more light. Have a good night.